All right, Cyber Traders, good afternoon and welcome on back here this Wednesday, July 27th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hot off the Fed meeting, folks. Great to see Nina. Great to see Grant, Mark, Norman, Michael, and all of us inside the live trading room. Great to see all of us back on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube as well. So, with that, the Fed ended up raising the basis points or raising the rates by 75 basis points coming off the Fed meeting that just concluded. Probably have a little competition here at 2:30 Eastern Time with Powell speaking, I believe, right now. So he'll give some further clarity, some comments that will look to shake the market around a bit. But normally, off of these Fed meetings, normally, meaning more often than not 100%, it's to say that, well, the initial reaction off the Fed was a pop. More often than not, the reaction afterwards, if there is a direction, is the other way. Now, we're going to see a lot of choppiness as we've already encountered here. This is SPXL, basically an ETF that's triple leveraged. It follows, it's a good representation of the market, like the SPY basically showing you. So, really, I would just expect more than anything some good consolidation. As I say that, we're getting a big snap right back down. I still expect consolidation, but normally off the Fed meetings, after we see the initial reaction, it normally tends to go the other way. So with that, there could be some really good short trades heading into the afternoon, folks. Now, if I'm wrong with that assessment, then we'll flip the script and look to go long. But with that in mind, there could be some really good short trades heading into the afternoon. I actually just finished up just a small conversation with one of our students inside the cyber group room through private chat. We're normally not trading Apple. We're normally not day trading the equity Apple. But, just a moment ago, I showed him this through private chat because, listen, if you don't have the data to follow the big money on, most stocks, you got to follow it on the ones that you're able to follow it on. So with that, Bookmap level 4, I think they're like free version only gives you access to Apple. All right, whatever. Let's just use Apple as a good example. Well, we have big dark red lines resistance here at 155. And right over here, too, pretty big order that got filled. But, that's like the next darkest, boldest red line that denotes as a major resistance to work off of. Well, coming off the Fed meeting, it popped, it moved up. I think it even broke above 155, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, maybe it just kissed it and that was it. But as soon as this came back down and it breaks under 154.50, well, that became resistance, didn't it? So that is just one example of a really good short trade that one could have gotten their hands on, at least coming off the Fed meeting. Now, there's still plenty of more time left before the end of this day. And again, we're not like, really actively trading Apple of all stocks. But, for this one student that mainly follows it, at least, I wanted to help him out. And with that, this was actually a really good short so far. Now, we'll see if the markets keep pushing lower and lower here. But let's just go right from top to bottom. We have the Bulls and Bears boot camp finishing up here this afternoon at 3:05 Eastern time. So I want to make sure that we have enough time to get ready for that workshop. So with that, BWV, Norman had called this out just before this meeting started. This stock ended up making a huge squeeze up in pre-market, ended up making a big pop after the market opened up. But as you can clearly see, the wheels fell off on this one rather fast. Ended up beginning to snap right back down. That's right, Norman. I appreciate you just bringing that up right now to our live trading room. He just wrote 360 is still a strong level. So yeah, 360 was a big resistance, not just from pre-market, but also from the monthly chart. That was pretty big resistance from the monthly. So it seems like right now it's just having a really tough time blasting higher off of it. Right now I would just basically call this the second wind type of move. So we'll see if it ends up, really making the higher high just at the end of this meeting. Speaking of higher highs, I may as well jump right back to it. Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing a higher high on that right now, that BWV. But look what just happened over the last 1 or 2 minutes right now. So this ended up just making a big pop, market just making a new high as we speak. So that's where we look to flip the script. So it looks like we're going to get a nice big pop now at this stage. Let's react slowly. It doesn't need to be immediate to where we just jump in now. We're still going to see some shakes, some consolidation. But let's see resistance get flipped into support, and then we'll react from that point. So, we'll see if there's one more little pullback here across the market, but surprisingly, making a nice big pop going the other way. I still expect consolidation. Not expecting a giant run up right from this point. Look for a little support to build, perhaps going forward. All right, so let's go across the percent gainers list right now. Percent gainers, percent losers lists. So hey, the SPY and the market all together pushing up where I thought it was going to begin to trot back off a little bit lower. Looked good at first, but let's improvise. Let's work with the market. So again, we'll look for support coming up over the next 20, 30 minutes here. All right, let's keep it going right now. PZN, the stock is flat, not really looking great at this time. L Fly here made a big pop going into the early afternoon, but had pulled back down. Complete garbage now at this point, this stock. Tide, hey, this is a really good call out from one of our students, John, one of our longtime students, platinum students, I believe. John ended up calling it out. I mean, off of $1 at first. So initially, we were all over this trade, had a shake to it. So I was warning us, oh, just make sure this needs to really spike back up sooner than later. When the volume dies off, so does the stock. So with that, thankfully for this stock at least, it made that really quick higher high. John ended up killing it on this trade. I think he got like 40 or 42 cents on this, if I'm not mistaken, right around there. Well, hey, home run trade for $1 stock. You don't know how much higher this will look to keep pushing. Not every stock is going to look to be the red box trade or SIGA trade. So again, this is the perfect example of showing when the volume dies off, so does the stock. So, this one ended up tanking shortly after. Tiva ended up making a big pop off of some news regarding a settlement this morning, and then from there it pulled back. Very volatile trade across the morning. You would like to think there's a chance it will become pretty volatile heading into the market close. It doesn't seem like it's moving too well right now to begin, folks. Over the last hour and a half, maybe we'll keep it on our side list, but let's see if there's anything looking a lot better. I wanted to kind of just click on this just for fun more than anything, not expecting an easy run up on this trade. The spread on this is awful. A very thin order book too. So I was warning us about that heading into the afternoon yesterday at this time. Look what happened. Was it really worth it following it from 2:30 Eastern? Could always look to follow it the next day if there's an opportunity. So thankfully there was, a couple of opportunities for a run up on this trade, but history repeats itself once again, right? So yeah, it's up 20% from yesterday's close, 21%, but I'm not as keen to put this on our watch list right now, folks, coming off the Fed. So, I'd rather follow some, not to say name brand stocks, but stocks that trade a lot of volume, that are a lot more liquid than this, that could look to move pretty nicely with the market coming up. All right, so let's see what else we got here then. The EMPH, pretty expensive. GovX, this thing has just been very choppy, very up and down, sideways, moving across the duration of the entire day, really, making a bounce pretty nicely off 175, I reckon, but having a really tough time working higher like the SIGA trade did, at least earlier today. So, GovX, maybe I'll keep it on our side list. Good stock that, you could follow the other monkeypox stocks with. All right, so market making a nice move up. With that, you assume Bitcoin making a push up. And with that, Mara is making a pretty nice run right now. So, yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. Bitcoin's definitely making a stronger push now, up over 22,000, 22,400. So, really good squeeze on coin. Mara's making a strong run with it here. So, definitely right now, we'll put Mara on our main list. Looks great. I'm likely to tag Riot with it. You don't need to follow all of the Bitcoin mining related stocks, folks. Just the ones that look the best. Maybe Coinbase, if I may just look at it briefly. A little expensive, but up 9%. pushing up really nicely. It took a huge hit the last 2 days off the SEC probe, so still not exactly the most bullish stock out there within the market, but making a really strong squeeze as we're talking. So it's hard to ignore this, right? Coin I'll put on our main list here too, given the volatility. So those three are a great start to our watch list right now. We didn't really have anything on there up until this point. BWV, we said we'd come back to, but those three are a good three to begin with. Let's see what else we at least could add to our watch list here. Shopify as a swing off of 30. It could be easy to say, but myself and Fausto were clamoring about this yesterday, all throughout the audio broadcast in the morning inside the cyber group room. There was this massive iceberg order. And to be exact, I want to scale back. I thought it was 350,000. It was by far the biggest order out there by far and large, but it was like 157,000, 160,000 shares. It was just huge for the price and for the stock. So with that, it was off of 30. Well, this morning, coming off the earnings report, we ended up seeing this actually drop off, but make a huge squeeze back up above 30. Once it rebroke above 30, there was just zero looking back. From there, it's just been nonstop up. So most recently breaking out of this channel here, making a nice higher high. I'll put Shopify back on our watch list here. Gonna have a big watch list here, it seems, folks, heading into the close. You don't want to be overwhelmed with how much there may be on our watch list. So, that's for you to, look to filter, and pick and choose like 2 or 3 of these at most for you to really harp on and follow. You, not you, but, the stock you. This is making a pretty nice move up right now. And that's my dad joke of the day on this again. We ended up trading this back from mid July, ended up making a huge gap down, drop off over pre market that morning, continued to pull back that day as a short. So that's how we're familiar with this stock, right? So we're going to put this on the watch list. Not you, but, the stock you. All right. No more of that. All right, so you will put on our watch list for right now, pushing up over 37, but pulling back. We'll see if that rebreaks later on. Let's hop on over to the losers list, folks. I mean, market obviously ripping right now. SPY working its way up towards 400. S&P obviously with that getting close to 4,000. So we'll see. If that really makes a strong break above that. I wouldn't expect it. We'll see. We'll see if the bigger drop off is to come tomorrow, perhaps. But we'll see what's on the loser side for right now. Alrighty, and let's see what else we got here. Not much on the losers list. It might sound lazy for me to just say that really briefly, but I'm looking for stocks that are easy to borrow, stocks that are at least familiar, name brand, Heinz, Kraft Heinz here. It's not making the greatest trend right now. It's definitely tradable, but trend-wise, not a whole lot to it. SQQQ. They should be plunging with the markets ripping right now. I'm not as keen to short the ETFs like this, like I normally would be to go long on these when the markets are dumping off. So, hey, these are good side list tickers for you to follow. If you're a Johannes or a Mark or someone in our trading room who I evidently see trade these ETFs with great success day to day, if you're one of those students, could be a great one to follow. But otherwise, I'd rather you keep your focus on equities like publicly traded companies, not ETFs. John says lost audio. I believe I'm good to go though, so I don't want to freak anyone out just with him saying that. I'm just going to tell him to log out, log back in. I believe I'm good. I believe I'm good. Right? There we go. I've been around the block a couple of times, folks. You could tell. Skip and Brian both are, and Grant, Patrick both confirming to me. See, I know when I cut off right away. The second I cut off, I usually say, "Oh no," right away after. We're good. All right. So with that, let's see if there's anything else, folks, that we could look to follow here heading into the afternoon. If there's anything else, mainly going up, let me know. Unless if there's something altogether, on the way down I missed. Either way. Right now, my platform kind of freezing up right now at this SQQQ ticker, so hopefully this could unfreeze in a moment. The Apple trade right off that 154.50 I was just commenting on. Hey, when the markets blast up, flip the script on Apple, right? The second this re-breaks 154.50 with the market, there's your run. Beforehand, it made for a really nice short to begin, anticipating the consolidation and continued drop, but obviously that didn't happen. John saying BWV, yeah, let's jump back to that. BWV we had on our side list. Oh no, right off 360. Yeah, this one doesn't look too nice right now, John. Already made its big move. There's the second win move. I hope you're not trying to catch the falling knife at this point. Done. Kathleen says AMC. On the flip side, AMC is like making a pretty strong push right now. It's up 2%. So, let's go to some side list stocks right now, see if there's anything that looks, even better than this. My NEO, looking kind of the same. Up that 2%. It's pushing up pretty nicely. If you do well on NEO, if you're Josh Levitan, and if you're not teaching a class later today, you'd be probably more inclined to follow NEO. But if you don't do well on this stock in particular, then there's better stocks to follow. The Mara, the Riot, the Shopify trade, right? All of those are already on our watch list. Tiva is a slowpoke. So with the most recent pop in the market, you would anticipate Tiva, which was active coming off of news and pre-market. Why isn't this moving faster? The fact it's not moving faster, not really too particular about. So I'm going to pass on Tiva. American Airlines up a little more percentage-wise compared to like the AMCs and NEOs out there. Jets Airline ETF making a push. Hey, the whole market's making this type of move, right? So unless if there's really anything really jaw-dropping, I'm not going to be as particular to put it on our main list. Affirm. All right, Affirm. Perhaps we could have caught on the gainers list. This is up over 10% with the market making this pop. Well, certainly Affirm looks really strong right now. AFRM, perhaps you jump right to Upstart with that in mind. UPST, both tend to move together. Maybe a SoFi. Maybe not. Maybe not yet. It's up, it's moving up, it's tradable, but the others look more worth the opportunity. Roblox, just another side list stock of late. Hey, it's up over 8%, making its own respective push right now. This one I think I'll kind of keep on our side list here. I don't need to make a big list, don't need to build it out too big. So I like what we got here, folks. Just about 7 stocks to work with in total, right down the middle. I like it. So I would start and stick with this list to begin. And then after that, around like 3 o'clock when Rich jumps on the mic, then from there, we'll look to rescan the market one more time, one more go around, just to see if there's anything else, moving here heading into the close. For all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube, let me just jump back to you folks here lastly. Right there. Bobby on YouTube asking before we wrap up, asking about the Pinterest trade if we haven't went over it yet. It's up 10%, but Affirm's looking sharper going up, right? That's up 10% too. Got to pick and choose a little bit, but hey, it's having a great day, and if you do well on Pinterest, then I'm sure you're more inclined to follow it. All right, folks, for all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube, I appreciate you sticking with me each and every day, each and every afternoon. Any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions, anything that you got from me, folks, send it over my way, josh@ctutrading.com. If you're interested in joining our live trading room, go right down to that link that just popped up, the yellow link on the banner below right there on the stream for you to get started. But for all of us inside the live trading room right now, Grant, Karen, John, Kathleen, etc., I look forward to talking to you folks just coming up just in the Bulls and Bears boot camp at 3:05 Eastern. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9.